Peace, 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 peace. It's Let's Talk About It Wednesday. This is a new series that I'm going to be doing from now on. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure, every Wednesday you check out for Let's Talk About It Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? And today, we're going to talk about the black man in America. That's what we're going to talk about. The black man in America. Right? So, why is the black man, in my opinion, anyway, under attack so much? Like, why are we being harassed, shot, beat up, incarcerated? You know what I mean? Like, you ever wonder about that? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it because this is crazy, man. The things that we go through. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, the black man genes, our genes, is dominant, right? We can go, you know what I'm saying? We could go anywhere, and our genes are superior to anybody's. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter what country you go to. Genetically, naturally, just in nature, we are dominant. And anybody else that we reproduce with are recessive. This is science. This is not racism. Right? So we could go to China. You can send a black man to China, and 2-3 black men in China, and they can have sex with all the women in that nation, in China. The next 20 years, that nation be looking like me and you. And I'm just saying, these 3 black men just have sex with all the women there. Them kids will come out black next 20 years. It's gonna be a predominantly black nation. So why are we under attack? We are the chosen people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the chosen ones. We've been here for years, billions and trillions of years. We've been here. And they brainwash us, they incarcerate us, they study trying to keep us down because they know who we are. They know that we are the gods of the earth. They know. The black woman and the black man are the gods and goddesses of the earth. They know this. So they do everything. They put poison in the water. They incarcerate you. They harass you. They do everything to keep us down. They make sure they keep that brain. They make sure they instill fear in you. If you lock up all the black men, right? Who's going to protect the black woman? Who's going to protect our black babies? Who's going to protect that if all the black men are incarcerated or dead? So if you look in history, every time they conquered a people, they got rid of the man. Why? Because you destroying that warrior class. You getting rid of it. Now the women and the youth are going to bow down to the ideologies and the ways of life that whoever conquered them. So it is important for America to get rid of the black man. It is important for them to destroy us. It's important for them to keep us down. It's important for them not to allow us to rise. Because like I said, they know who we are. They know who we are. And once a people are conquered, they are taught the ways of the conquerors. So back on the plantation, you look the master. You know what I'm saying? You knew master ran the plantation. You knew master was ahead of the plantation. You knew he was running it. But now the way they got it set up, they don't have it set up like it's one person that's doing it. Now they got it set up. Now it's a system that's doing it. So where I'm going with this? Get rid of the man, demasculate him, humiliate him in front of the youth and the women. And once you do that, now you assert dominance. Now you say, now the woman is like, shit, I'm gonna have to depend on this system to survive, because he ain't stepping up and being a man like he should, and master just made him look bad. Master just made him look weak. So now the woman, she has to do what she has to do to protect her babies, which is rely on the system. So now you have women who are calling themselves independent and things like that, because the black man is not stepping up and being what he needs to be overall. You do have brothers out there that's stepping up and taking care of their kids and things like that. You do have that. Don't get me wrong. But as overall, a lot of our black men is incarcerated. A lot of our black men have dipped off on their kids. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, shit, I'm independent. But really, she's not independent. Really, she's dependent. And who she's dependent on? She's dependent on the system. Why she's dependent on the system? Because this system allows a way for her to feed her family. And what is that system? That system is corporations. That system is businesses. That's what the system is. You know what I'm saying? She could go work for $30,000 a year to feed her kids because the man ain't there. So what America has did is America has made our women dependent on them. But the woman don't see it because she feel like she's creating her own and she's doing her own. But in actuality, she's really not. In actuality, she's dependent on the system. Let's talk about it. What happens when that job shut down? What happens when welfare don't kick out no money? What happens when you lose your job and they give you money and things like that? What happens when they get rid of that? Can't think of the exact name of it right now. So instead of her being dependent on her black man, she depended on the white system. Let's talk about it. You know, so what I'm saying is, black man, no, let's learn who we are. Let's learn the power that we have. Let's gain knowledge. Let's gain wisdom, where we can create systems that could combat the system that our open enemy has created for our women to depend on. Let us create systems. Let us have a system of corporations, jobs, of like welfare systems. Let's create those systems ourselves. And the way that we do that is we have to gain knowledge of self and know who we are, and know that we are connected to the universe, that we are the powerful ones, that we are the great ones. So we have to learn from our ancestors who once ruled the world, who were masters at mathematics, who were masters at science, who was masters at building. Once we operate in that, and once we learn that, then we can create the system to combat that, and we can create our own nations and have our own. So she don't feel secure in you enough for you to provide for her and take care of her. She feels secure enough in the system. She feels secure enough in the welfare system. She feels secure enough in the state jobs, the government jobs. She feels secure in that, because that give her what? Is it 401k? You know what I'm saying? That give her what? That gives her health insurance, right? Come on now. That's what this system provides for her, versus the black man. A lot of us just trying to provide penis and not trying to provide a way of life for our families and pass the system down to our families so they can master it and be and not work for anybody else. Let's talk about it. Let's be real about this. You know, so we got to take our throne back as black men. Because white supremacy, the system of white supremacy, have our kids' minds. They have our women minds. And it's set up like that on purpose. You know, niggas ain't shit. That's what you hear. That's what you hear a lot of our independent women say about black men. Niggas ain't shit. Not just because they cheat, not just because they lie, not just because they steal. Some of them, not all of us, but you understand what I'm saying. So once we learn who we are, once we learn that we are God, once we learn that we are a producer, once we learn that we are a provider, once we learn that we are a protector. You understand what I'm saying? Once we learn these things, then we can step rightfully into our throne. Then we can really do some things in our communities. See, right now, even us as black men are dependent on the white supremacy system of going to work for them. We are the culture. We make the culture, but they make billions off of us. So what I'm saying is, let's create a black system that can last for the next 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900,000 years. And that comes through planning. That comes through mastering mastering mathematics, mastering science. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it comes from. Oh, this shit deep. This shit real. This some real talk. This some things to think about. I heard the Minister Louis Farrakhan say, when we go out and we work all day for somebody else and we come home and our women, in her nature, she know that you are a producer. In her nature, she know that you are a giver. In her nature, she know that you are a provider, that you are a protector. She know that in your nature, so she like, you know, she just don't know what it is. She just like, something ain't right. My man going to work every day, something ain't right. So coming to the knowledge of self, coming to the knowledge of understanding and learning. Let's put this foolishness down. Let's learn to do for ourselves, black man. We got to protect our women. We got to protect our kids. Instead, they have laws for them to protect our women, protect our kids. And you know what we get with that? Our women constantly being kidnapped. Our women constantly being attacked. Why? Because we ain't set up a system ourselves to protect them. Our women, our kids steady being kidnapped. Our kids been put on drugs by the school system, being evaluated by the school system, and they giving them drugs, Ritalin. I know because I was on it. So I'm speaking through experience. They don't know how to deal with our babies. They murdering our babies. They giving our babies shots and shooting up diseases in them, giving them the flu. Every time you turn around, you see our kids getting kicked out of schools because because the shoelaces don't match, or they gotta wear a certain color of shoelaces, they hair. Listen, man, we not creating systems to protect our babies. We out here protesting a system. Instead of all that time that we wasting protesting the system, we need to be creating a system of our own. Let's talk about it. You know, let's talk about it. Our women every day have to go work for the open enemy. and have to submit herself to the open enemy. And our women suffer from high blood pressure and stress working for these people. They really do. So if we the provider, if we the protector, if we the producer, what are we producing? Let's get it right, man. Let's get it right. So this what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? This what we need to do. And before I go to detail what we need to do, excuse me. Think about this. Why our black men are incarcerated and locked up, going away for years, or not stepping up? Who is creating the environments for our kids and our women? Right? Ask yourself that. Who are teaching our babies? Instead of us teaching, instead of a black man teaching the kids about Marcus Garvey, Louis Farrakhan, Noble Drew Ali, guess what our kids learning in school? Christopher Columbus, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and by us allowing white supremacy to teach our kids, they growing up thinking that these people great. Black man. And when they think of the black man, they think of the black man as a beggar. A black man been, because that's how they teach it in school. Of a black man begging for peace. A black man ain't doing nothing. A black man is not really producing nothing. A black man always marching. But when you think about a white man, he always taking and creating. Or they don't say he taking, he's always creating something. This is how they're brainwashing our babies and our women. So let's take back our communities. So this is what we need to do. Have knowledge of self. Right? Have knowledge of self. Study and master mathematics. Study and master science. Right? These are the things that we need to learn. And in order to have a nation, we need to learn about, we need to produce more doctors, where we could come up with cures that's for us, and not things that's killing us. Not taking all these medicines with side effects. We need to come up with systems, man. And that's just what I really wanted to talk to you about today. And I appreciate you for listening always. I thank you. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the gods and the goddesses, the kings, the queens, the brothers and sisters. I appreciate y'all, but this is something for you to think about. About why the black woman is not respecting the black man like we want her to respect us. Because she just waiting for us to get up on our shit and do what we need to do. Once again, I know I'm repetitive. Produce, provide, protect. She waiting for it. Creating a system that's for us, that's going to benefit us and help us. She waiting, man. Right now, she has to rely on the white man. He got predominantly all the jobs that he got. He got more of them. So, peace, love, justice. And if you watch me and you like what I say, subscribe, like, share. Make sure you hit the bell too so you can know when I drop more videos. You know what I'm saying? If you already subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you. I thank you. And make sure you share it. Make sure you like it so everybody can get this word, man. So everybody can get this word. This just something for you to think about. Next time you look at our communities and you think about our communities. And peace. I'm out.